Hello everybody. I am doing a video from my car and I'm not driving. This is a parked car. I did a video last time that was in my car while I was driving, and people said this is distracted driving. You shouldn't be doing a video in your car. It doesn't matter how safe your car is. Don't do a screen recording while you're driving your car. So I'm not driving my car, but I'm in my car because it's an electric and it's charging up. So I thought, while I wait while this car charges up, I would do a quick video. I look really tired and really dirty and really old. I'm retiling a bathroom right now. And the grout is being a pain in the butt, and it's causing me much stress. And while the shower is getting built up and repaired, I can't shower, so I'm filthy. It's like I think this is day 5 of no showering, so good thing YouTube doesn't have any kind of like smell emitter, because I don't smell great, and I'm filthy. But anyway, I want to do a video while I'm sitting here about my recent comic book. That's my Survivor Comics, and also Seed of Sam. There's another comic book that I have out on Amazon called Seed of Sam. But first I'll talk about the Survivor one. So I do, if you don't know, my artist company, my artist business is called Dabu Doodles, based off of the Dabu tribe from Survivor Micronesia. And I've been doing Survivor comics for a long time, and I didn't realize I was doing comics for like 8 or 9 years until I just kind of looked back at my folders on my computer, and I realized that I had all these tons of comics from all the seasons of Survivor that I had watched. So anyway, I took all these comics and I compiled all of the ones that are in good enough quality to print, and I put them into one book called Survivor Comics. It's 160 some pages, and it includes, I think the first season I did was Blood versus Water, and I went through to last year to Survivor 41. So there's a bunch of seasons in there. I had a hiatus. I didn't draw comics. I'm trying to remember. I drew comics halfway through San Juan del Sur. I stopped because of just I was busy in my life with other projects and switching jobs, and all kinds of stuff was going on. And so I stopped after San Juan del Sur, and then I started back up again at Millennials versus Gen X. I also included in this compilation of comics some other comics from other seasons that I just did for fun. Like I did some castaway portraits of some various Survivor contestants as more of like a portrait view with Sharpie marker. They're not comics, they're just kind of portraits. And then I also included my one-off comic that I did for the Dalton Ross Entertainment Weekly 11-year review of the dumbest move in Survivor history, which was the immunity thing. I don't remember it very much. What happened? Something happened with Micronesia. But anyway, I drew a picture about that. That's in there too. And I also included some Stephen Fishbach portraits. And Natalie's. I did some more recent portraits that are different than the Survivor castaway portraits. They're more cartoony. There's a couple Stephen Fishbachs. One of them's crying. That's like a really popular print. I'm surprised how many people, Survivor fans, want a printout of Stephen Fishbach crying. But that's like one of my most popular prints recently. But that's in there, along with the 4 Natalies. Someone suggested I draw 5 different Natalies from Survivor history, so I drew them. Natalie Cole, Natalie Tanarelli, Natalie White, Natalie, Micronesia Natalie, Bolton. What's the last one? Someone in the comments will totally remind me of who the last I know the last Natalie. Oh, she was on Winners at War. Can't remember her last name now. Oh, it's spacing on me. I've been tiling too much. I've been doing too much tiling and grout. Anyway, all that stuff's in there. It's a bunch of comics. It's 160 pages. I'm going to have a second edition out this fall. I just have to fix some typos, but the first edition is out right now. So if you get the first edition, it's on Amazon. You can look for those typos. You can have fun and hunt for typos in it, because there's a couple typos that I'm going to fix. but the second edition I will have probably in the fall time. The other comic book I made is Seed of Sam, and this is a personal comic that I've wanted to make. It's a lowbrow comic about sperm and sexual reproduction, so it's very much like a pulpy, obscene, absurd, ridiculous story. And the idea for this story came about because I was learning about reproduction, just in terms of like the science of it, and it blew my mind coming back to this after having learned about reproduction in grade school. You kind of get like this overview that's kind of a terrible, like you're not paying attention when you're in grade school about reproduction, you're just kind of giggling the whole time. But I reviewed the process, like the biological process of reproduction, basically when it kind of came about because my wife and I were planning on having children. We have our first child now, but I started to look into these details of it, and it's just mind-boggling how incredible of a miracle it is that anybody is born at all. There's millions of sperm that try to find the egg when they enter into the female body, but they have so many hardships to overcome. It's an acidic environment, so they could melt from acid. The immune system has an immune response and begins to kill sperm. Sperm get lost. They can't find their way. Sperm may be genetically inferior, so there's certain guards in the process of reproduction that sperm can't make it a certain distance because they're, genetically inferior. And then on top of all of that, the sperm themselves have to actually make the journey. They have to survive long enough to get to an egg. Sometimes an egg doesn't come out, or sometimes an egg is late. So the timing has to be right. So in a lot of ways, I do make some references to Survivor in this comic. I think in the later parts I make some references to Survivor, but it really is the whole journey of sperm trying to find the egg is like this incredible, unbelievable, astronomical challenge. Like the numbers boggle my mind. So anyway, I took that idea, that concept, and I turned it into a adventure comic about sperm as little characters, little soldiers, trying to reach the egg and the story that unfolds. So that's Seed of Sam. That's also on Amazon. It's 6 issues, all in one book. It's 180 pages. I think it's 180 pages. It's full color. But that's the other comic book that I have out. I think the second edition is out now. The first edition had a lot of typos. I kind of do a first edition that has typos. I guess that's my pattern. I put out a first edition, I read it, and I say, wow, there's a lot of really bad typos in there. So I do a second edition after. But the second edition of Seed of Sam is out on Amazon as well. So yeah, that's what this video is about. And if anybody has either of these books, I'm looking at getting reviews. If you want to review them, you don't want to make a purchase, it would be awesome if you purchased a book and then went on to Amazon and left a review, because that helps other people who are looking at comics or, whatever it is whatever books they're looking at. If you leave a review, it really helps me because there's some kind of algorithm in place that gives books with reviews a higher rank. But it also helps people who are on Amazon shopping know, like, oh, that's what that book's about. Somebody read it and reviewed it. I don't even care if you can give me a bad review. I don't care. I just need reviews. I need people to read them and give their thoughts and feedback on them on Amazon. If you're interested in leaving a review, but you don't want to buy a book, that's fine. You can message in the comments or something, and I can find a way to reach out to you and get you a digital version. And then from there, I would like you to go to Amazon and leave a review. So that's kind of I would definitely be offering that. If somebody wants to read a digital version of either of these and then leave a review on Amazon as a favor in return, that would be awesome. So that's my pitch at the end of this. I think the car's pretty charged. So I'm actually going to go. I'm going to go back to tiling, which is painful and horrible, but needs to be done. And thank you for watching this video.